Hi everybody, how you guys doing? And welcome to another episode of the X Show. I am X. So today we're going to talk about an issue that's pretty close to my heart itself, and why should President Trump resign? Just to give you guys clear notice, I 100% believe he should resign, at least at this point. I actually thought he has to resign about a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, even a year or two ago, before he became president even. But let's talk about a couple of reasons why, as of now, at the latest update, why he should not be a president of the United States any longer. So let's dive into reason number one. And is that this guy doesn't stay true to his word. And what am I talking about here? Well, President Trump has said on multiple occasions when Obama was president that if any president during his presidency, the Dow Jones Index falls below 1,000 points or falls 1,000 points in one day, that particular president should be stuffed inside a cannon and shot straight to the sun. Yeah, so at this point, I think we all know that this has happened multiple times on President Trump's economy. In fact, I think President Trump at this point is the only president to ever have that happen. If there's any other I can think of, at least in living memory right now, we don't think about anybody else who's done the incredible job that he has. I mean, Dow Jones Index fell about 2,000 points in one day. In fact, on one occasion, it fell almost 3,000 points. So if by that logic, and by Trump's own word, he should have been stuffed to a cannon, shot to the sun, fall back down, stuffing another cannon, shot to the sun, fall back down again, and then a third time stuff into that same cannon, and then shot out and finally make it all the way to the moon. But I don't know if he can, because his body weight, his mass, I just don't think there's any cannon on this earth that have enough propulsion to be able to send him with his weight, with his physics, all the way to the sun. I don't think he can make it above orbit. Yeah, the body weight times the gravitational pull is going to pull him right down. So maybe he's not trying to not hold on to his word. Maybe he just can't. There's no physical way for him to do it, and it's going to cost a lot of taxpayer money if we make this all new rocket and blast him off to the sun. So yeah, reason number one. All right, let's talk about reason number two, and that he's never going to learn from any of his mistakes. So in this case, we clearly saw President Trump saying on Twitter, on all the media, whatever he can read to, that this virus is about as powerful as the flu, or not even. He's still saying that the mortality rate for this thing is about 1% or below. So he's still saying it. And when people are asking him, President Trump, will you be taking responsibility for all the wrong messages, for all the fake information, or dare I say it, fake news you said to the public, that are you going to take responsibility for anything that's happening now? And he said, no, I'm not going to take responsibility. It's the fault of China. And he's going to keep saying this, and he's never going to learn, which means that from this experience, Trump has exactly learned nothing. And the next time something like this happens, the same thing is going to happen again. He's going to focus on things like money, and he's going to do it at the cost of human lives, and more people are going to die. And he's not going to learn from this. And he doesn't feel the least bit remorseful. At least act remorseful, you orange ass. No, he's not even doing that. So yeah, in this case, he's just gonna stay at his level of complacent assholery and just keep it going. And the rest of us are here to suffer for it. In fact, I think the economy is going down this far right now is because he's been pushing all these things like the Chinese-American trade contract, which cannot be enforced by anybody. China, if they don't spend that much money to buy American stuff, nothing happens. There's no punishment. So there's nothing guaranteeing the American economy will get a boost from that. There's only people thinking China would spend this much money, that they invested so much into the stock market, that caused it to be inflated, and that's what's causing it to drop down so much right now. So yeah, reason number two. Reason number three, moving on. His decision to underestimate the virus caused people to die. Yeah, so in this case, his decisions, his fake information spreading is all costing human lives right now. Number one, he is not even reaching out to other countries for help. Like Germany has developed these great testing kits that they had available for a long time, about a month or more. But Trump has refused to buy it from them, or even from countries like China or other countries that have clearly developed so much and have been proven to at least work to an extent that they can accurately ascertain a number as to how many people are actually infected with COVID-19. So now his refusal of doing that, his insistence on making sure the production stays within the US has caused a long time delay. And now even though that we're producing massive amounts of testing, we're still still working through the backlog of how many people are trying to get tested before these couple of weeks. So, Vice President Pence has said today in the press conference that currently the amount of stuff we've done over the past 8 days in terms of testing is far more than what we've done in the past 8 weeks. Well, that's no surprise, since for the last 8 weeks we've pretty much done almost nothing except for making sure that America can keep making more money, and American corporations can keep making more money at the cost of American lives. So that's reason number 3. Let's go to reason number 4. He values money over lives. So we pretty much already covered this in the last point, but this is a general thing. This guy has never really cared for anybody except for himself. Even when he was making money, he was an asshole to everybody, to all the homeless people. I remember watching one interview when he was walking on the street with Ivanka. He saw a homeless guy, and this was a time when Trump was not doing so great. He was very massively in debt. He pointed to that homeless guy and he said, "Yo, hey, you see that guy? He has more money than I do right now." Like that is the most asshole-ish thing to say. I mean, that guy's so poor, he doesn't have a home. At least you're living in a mansion. Even though you don't have a lot of money, you have a lot of debt, at that moment you still have a lot of credit, you still have a lot of assets. So yeah. In this one, he really values money over lives. And for someone in the position of a president, the commander-in-chief of our whole country, that can't be a thing. Because the job of the president of the United States is, number 1, is to serve America, but most importantly, to serve the people. But if he doesn't value the people, he only values this, yeah, that's not a good thing to be a president. So this, above all else, I think is one of the reasons he should really just resign his presidency. Let's see. So President Trump in this morning in the press conference has pushed for the opening of jobs, saying that we should open jobs on April the 13th. Now, because at this point, him saying we should open up certain areas of the country and have them go back to work, I don't think it's completely wrong. In fact, I think it's a pretty reasonable request. And if you want to save the economy at this point, because people are going out of jobs and people are not making any money at this point, they can't pay rent, and even though government has subsidized a lot of things, it's not going to help them in the long run. So the quicker we can get this economy opened up, the better it is. But yeah, no, he used none of those reasons at all. He just said, a couple of the reasons that he said, for example, in this morning in Fox News interview, he said that, yeah, if we don't open the economy, a lot of people are going to get depressed and people are going to kill themselves by the thousands. So this asshole is using suicide as a tool in his argument to saying that why we should open up the economy. Like, that is the biggest dickish move ever. Anybody else in any position, whether it's CEO, whether it's an influencer, if they had said that, that's game over. You can't use suicide, you can't use depression as a tool to help you open up your economy. Like, there are other ways you can say it, but his mindset is such that he cannot think about the clearly logical arguments, and he resorts to using suicide as the easiest thing to say that why people should agree with his point of view. Yeah, those guys, they actually have problems. They're not there to be your props or points of argument so you can convince people that you're actually not crazy. And it's not working. It's not working, man. Okay, next reason. Trump has pushed drugs that have not worked. And he has continually put us on a false hope that this drug is 100% going to be a magical pill that's going to cure COVID-19. Yeah, number 1, it is not. And how do I know that? It is because every single doctor who's ever worked on a clinical trial of a drug will tell you that in this initial stage, you cannot conclusively say the drug is working. But that's not what Trump says. Yeah, to him, yeah, he doesn't matter. But yeah, it doesn't matter that he doesn't have any medical background. Anytime he talks to a doctor, he goes, "Oh, I have such talents for this. Yeah, I should have done this instead of being the president." Yeah, buddy, yeah, you should have really done that instead of being the president. In this case, a lot of people might have still been alive or been healthy because they would have prioritized human lives over money and not have gotten us to this point. There's a news last night that came out that an older couple around 70 years of age saw that he was pushing a drug called chloroquine, and then they saw that, oh, they have some chloroquine at home, but unfortunately it was something called chloroquine phosphate, and that is very different from what is being tried. However, that information wasn't being pushed. If Trump was acting like he was supposed to and say, everybody, we're still in the stages of testing, anybody, this is not a magical pill, but instead he has pushed that this is a magical pill that will cure everything. So these couple listened to it, and since they're such devoted Trump followers, they saw they had some chloroquine at home, chloroquine phosphate, and they're like, hey, it's the same thing. But chloroquine phosphate is used for gold goldfish tanks and is used to clear parasite from fish's bodies. So after they ingested the pill, in about 30 minutes to an hour later, they became gravely ill and started having respiratory problems. And then the older gentleman ended up dying, and the old lady, she was in critical condition. But now that I've heard that she is fine, she will make a full recovery. But still, like, this is the effect Trump has on people. A lot of people listen to him. A lot of people believe every single word that he says. And when he pushes things as dangerous as drugs without getting all the data, without listening to the words of all the doctors telling him that this has not been proven to 100% work, the results are anecdotal. When you test things like this without any scientific backup, it causes people to be hurt. And I don't care that only one person has died over this right now. If one person died over something he said without knowing, then the blood is on his hand. That's one person too many that should be still alive right now. If he just used proper caution when he was pushing drugs, like every single professional in the medical department or medical field would tell you. But no, he's not a part of the medical field. He has no training, but he's still pushing drugs like he is an expert. And some people will actually believe him that way. So he has too much power and he doesn't know what to do with it. A lot of people hang on his every word, and he doesn't seem to realize that. He doesn't seem to realize the detriment of whatever action that he takes. Yeah. So that's going to cause more damage. And the next reason, really, no one likes him. No one likes him. Because, and why I say that is because even Fox News, a network that's always been pushing for his size, always been saying that he's blah, 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 very, very good. Yeah, they're now starting several shows that speak out against him in an attempt to be politically correct. And Trump, it doesn't matter that Fox has been speaking out for him. Whenever Trump blames the media, yeah, he includes everybody. He said this country does not have a single good, honest media. Nobody is good, including Fox News. And I don't blame Fox News for abandoning Trump. I mean, if somebody that you push for all along, somebody who's been supporting your network, all of a sudden came out against you, grouped you with the rest of everybody that's been going against him, then what is the good of supporting Trump if everybody's gonna attack you, including the person that you support? So yeah, I don't really blame them. Yeah, if you act like the asshole that you are, everybody's gonna start abandoning you. And the people that are close to you, the people that are still saying yes to your every whim, they're only there because they want to keep their jobs. They have to feed their family, and they can't say no to whatever you have because the people that have said no, the people who have inclined to disagree with you, have all been fired by you. So yeah, nobody likes him. That's another reason. Yeah, American presidents should at least be liked by somebody. I mean, even Obama, every single president, even Nixon, they had a lot of people supporting him at that time. So yeah, this guy really just broke the record for the amount of people who were hating him. And speaking of hate, the guy himself is a hate monger. He became into the presidency through messages of hate, through uniting people's spirit of hate. Yeah, his whole platform was around the fact that Mexicans are rapists and they take drugs into the United States and they ship drugs and they cause more deaths. Yeah, I don't know if people who are watching this know a lot of Mexican people, but yeah, they're really some of the hardest workers in this country. They're some of the most down-to-earth people I've ever met. But you can't just generalize them by saying a group of people from that country is very bad. That's like the same as saying all Americans are mass shooters because we all have guns and a couple of people who are mentally unstable use those guns to shoot a lot of people. You can't make that generalization over people off of several occasions, several unique occasions. Yeah, and he also blamed Chinese people for the virus, which I know he came out and apologize, but really I think he only did that because he saw his polling numbers and saw that when he first became president how many Asian people voted for him, and it's no insignificant number. It's at least a couple percentage points out there. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the only reason he reneged on it, he didn't apologize, he just reneged on it. He's saying, oh, it's not Chinese people's fault, it's not blah blah blah, contrary to what he was saying a couple weeks ago when he called it the Chinese virus. Yeah, well, we're the Chinese people. People are going to associate that term, Chinese virus, with the Chinese people. So people are getting hurt. Every day I see Asian people getting beat up on social media. So yeah, it's not a good thing, man. He's causing people to be hurt. He's causing people to be infected with the disease. Yeah, he's a hate monger. Like, he thrives off of hate. There's no one occasion when I see when he thrived off of something positive. Like, it's just not something that should happen in a president especially. And the United States should not have a hate monger as its leader because he inspires hate. That's most what he ever inspired. Xenophobia and all the other categories of hate itself. And yeah, I got a couple more reasons. On one of those, I just put this in there for fun. Yeah, he's sexually attracted to his daughter. I mean, I don't know how common an occurrence this is. I'm not a father myself, but yeah, that's pretty wrong, buddy. And that's not something that people say. We've seen several videos of him just going to Ivanka and just feeling her up. I mean, when you grab your daughter, like, usually it's like shoulders, waist. Now he goes right for the hips. I mean, that was some sexy move. He looks like he was about to star in a porno, you know, stepdaddy-o. Yeah. I mean, normally that would have been hot, you know, like Pornhub. But yeah, no, on the president, somebody somebody, leader of the country, like making moves on his daughter. I mean, that's not. And you see how she reacts to when he puts his hands on there. Yeah, she immediately flinches. She's not comfortable with this. He's literally sexually harassing his own daughter, and that's just wrong, buddy. I mean, I know there's some fantasies out there that cater to this, but not the president of the United States, man. If people have that fantasy, people have that fetish, they can go online, they can search for stuff. We don't need the president of the United States to display things like this. It's messed up, man. It's messed up. All right, and finally, the last reason is just sort of the sum of everything. Every single reason that I had led up to this final fact, and that he's an orange asshole. Yeah, he's rude, he's callous. Whatever he does has long-term detriments, including one of the things that will affect America the most, and it's the American image. Before we had presidents like Obama, we had presidents like George Bush. I mean, even though George Bush did some questionable things, he was cordial, he was a gentleman. Yeah, Trump is none of that. Trump attacks people personally. He is very small-minded, he's very thin-skinned, and he definitely does spray tan, man. You see his collar sometimes, and it rubs off a little bit right here. Yeah, that's not natural tan. Yeah, that doesn't rub off. So all those reasons really is just. I think America's image being ruined most of all is just the reason that he should not continue to be president. I mean, imagine 4 more years of this guy. Like, he hasn't learned from his mistakes. If something else pops up in the near future that has maybe the same damage capacity as what's happening right now with COVID-19, he's not going to be able to handle it. He hasn't learned from this. He has not apologized for anything. He hasn't even acknowledged the things that he's done. He's been actively trying to deny things that he said a couple of weeks ago, like we're all idiots who can't see. Like, we didn't read all his Twitters saying that COVID-19 is nothing to be worried about and it's going to magically disappear in April. Well, buddy, it's pretty close to April right now, so we'll see how it turns out for you, okay? And lastly, we talked about why Trump shouldn't be president and Trump's the real villain in this case. But let's talk about some heroes, right? Let's turn it around and talk about some real heroes in this country. And it's not even in this country, actually, but the person I want to really, or the entity I really want to, tell everybody today, and I just want to recognize in general because they've just been so amazing, is Pornhub. Yeah, Pornhub is the real heroes here, guys, because they just announced that they're going to be turning premium free for everybody. And what's the reason to do it? Well, it's very nice. It's not even for profit. It's that they want to make sure everybody's staying inside watching all these high-quality adult films, so they're not going outside and they're not spreading the disease. So what the CEO said was basically we're eliminating premium payments because we're not flattening the curve of the coronavirus spread. And I think that's a better reason than whatever Trump has said from the beginning of this COVID incident to right now. That one thing has trumped everything that he has said. So yeah, if a adult website is doing better than you, Mr. Trump, I don't think you should sit on that seat anymore, buddy. Besides, you're getting a little overweight. I don't think that chair is going to be able to handle your big asshole. Okay, that's about it for today. I just want to rant for a little bit because I've been watching a lot of real messed up, seeing things happening these couple of days, and we all need to vent a little bit. And besides, we're all stuck at home, so may as well vent, put it online, have people watch. Maybe they agree with me, maybe they don't. If you don't agree with me, put it down in the comment section below, and we'll see if we can talk to you guys later. Yeah. Anyways, all right. Yeah, that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Thank you so much for watching their episode of the X Show. We're pretty much putting out an episode every single night, except for maybe Saturdays, because we all need some rest sometimes. Yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching. Have a good night. Remember, be safe if you're going outside. If you can avoid it, don't go outside at all. And if you like our content, please like and subscribe to our channel. Okay, this is me signing off. Everybody, bye-bye.